Welcome to your deep dive into the world of Ayurveda. Today we're going to be exploring excerpts from Dr. Vasant Lad's book, Ayurveda, The Science of Self-Healing,
Mhm.
and kind of seeing how this ancient system can be a guide to achieving balance and well-being in our modern lives. Ayurveda has been around for over 5,000 years, but I'm excited to see what gems we can unearth today.
Yeah, it's really amazing how Ayurveda views the human body as like a microcosm, a
Yeah.
miniature reflection of the universe itself.
Oh, that's beautifully put. So Ayurveda is deeply rooted in this ancient Indian philosophy called Samkhya, which proposes that everything in existence from, us to the stars, even these microphones, are composed of five elements: ether, air, fire, water, and earth.
And Samkhya kind of goes a little bit beyond that even. It describes how the universe actually unfolded from pure consciousness, beginning with ether, the most subtle element, and then progressively evolving through the
So like
others.
a cosmic evolution, kind of each element building on the last.
Exactly. And just as the universe evolved from these elements, Ayurveda believes that our bodies embody them as well. So each element is going to manifest in very specific ways, shaping our physical and mental characteristics. So, for example, our breath that embodies the air element, our metabolism represents that fire element.
Right. But we need water to keep that fire in check, otherwise we'd be burning up all the time.
Precisely.
Yeah.
The elements are constantly interacting within us, kind of creating this delicate dance that maintains balance.
Hmm. And this leads us to, I think, one of the most fascinating concepts in Ayurveda, the three doshas, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. And Ayurveda teaches that each of us has a unique blend of these doshas. It's like our own personal blueprint determined at the moment of conception.
It's like understanding your internal weather system. So Vata, a combination of air and ether, governs movement and creativity. But an excess of Vata can lead to things like anxiety, dryness, even physical discomforts like gas or pain. It's interesting if you crave that bag of chips all the time, that craving for like a salty snack could actually be a subtle sign of a Vata imbalance.
Oh, so incorporating grounding foods like root vegetables
Yeah.
could actually help restore that balance.
Exactly. Now, Pitta combines fire and water.
Yeah.
It governs metabolism, intelligence, and even anger. So if you're someone who is really driven, focused, but maybe a little quick to anger, that might suggest a strong Pitta influence.
And too much pitta can lead to inflammation, both physically and mentally.
Absolutely. You know that fiery energy can manifest as skin rashes or just always feeling overheated, but it also shows up in our emotional landscape as that irritability or frustration.
Oh, that makes so much sense. And finally, we have Kapha, the grounding force of water and earth. Kapha is responsible for structure and stability, promoting, growth and resilience.
But an excess of kapha can lead to things like congestion, weight gain, and even a feeling of stagnation or lethargy. Ayurveda beautifully connects the doshas to the stages of life, with kapha dominant in childhood fueling all that growth, pitta taking center stage in adulthood bringing drive and focus, and then vata becoming more prominent in old age representing that natural cycle of letting go.
What I find so fascinating about each of these doshas is they have these unique qualities and tendencies. Dr. Ladd describes how Vata types, they might crave sweet, sour, or salty foods and prefer things piping hot, while Pitta might favor sweet, bitter, and astringent flavors and always reaching for a cold drink. You
Yeah, absolutely. In Ayurveda True Health, it goes beyond the absence of disease. It's really a state of complete balance. So we're talking balanced doshas, strong digestion, what Ayurveda calls agni, and efficient elimination of waste products. Disease arises when that harmony is disrupted, either by external factors like our diet, our environment, our daily habits, or internal factors like repressed emotions, which can create these toxins called ama that build up in the body.
So it's almost like those emotional knots that we carry around can actually manifest as physical ailments in the body.
Precisely. And Agni, that digestive fire is absolutely key here. It's not just about breaking down food, it's about transforming everything that we take in. Food experiences emotions. A strong Agni is really essential for good metabolism, a robust immune system, even mental clarity. When Agni is weak, it can lead to the buildup of ama, which can clog the channels of the body and lead to various health issues. Dr. Ladd actually describes how a coated tongue can be a visual clue, almost like a map, indicating where ama might be accumulating in the body.
Wow, that's so interesting. It's like having a built-in diagnostic tool. And then there's this concept of the three malas, the waste products that our bodies produce: feces, urine, and sweat. And Ayurveda really emphasizes their importance in maintaining balance.
Yeah, it's not just about what we consume, but also what we release. For example, did you know that repressed anger, according to Ayurveda, can actually affect the gallbladder? and potentially lead to skin problems. And there's this fascinating connection between skin health, sweating, and how well our kidneys are functioning.
It's like our bodies are constantly sending us signals. We just need to learn how to listen.
Right.
And this is where Ayurvedic diagnosis gets really interesting. It's like detective work for your health. Practitioners use these amazing techniques like pulse diagnosis, tongue analysis, facial observation, and even nail examination to get this complete picture of your internal state and identify any dosha imbalances.
Yeah, these techniques are incredibly nuanced. They can reveal these subtle clues about the body's inner workings. For instance, a snake-like pulse might indicate a vata disorder, while a frog-like pulse can point to pitta. And those teeth indentations that you see on the sides of your tongue sometimes, those could signal poor absorption in your gut.
Wow. What about those telltale lines on our faces? I've always been told those forehead wrinkles are a sign of wisdom.
Well, Ayurveda might suggest that they can also indicate worry and anxiety, especially those horizontal lines.
Oh, interesting.
It's all about understanding the language of the body.
So let's say an Ayurvedic practitioner has used these techniques and pinpointed an imbalance. What happens next?
Well, Ayurveda has this treasure chest of treatments and therapies, but one of the most powerful is panchakarma, which translates to 5 actions. It's this deep cleansing process designed to eliminate toxins and restore balance. Now, I know it might sound a little intense.
Panchakarma definitely has a reputation, but Dr. Ladd describes it as a profound way to reset and rejuvenate the body.
Exactly. And there are 5 main techniques. Vaman, or therapeutic vomiting, is used to clear excess mucus, particularly in kapha-related disorders affecting the respiratory system. Then there's Virichan, using purgatives to eliminate excess bile, often associated with pitta imbalances, and conditions like skin inflammation, basti, or enemas are particularly effective for vata disorders, helping to balance that airy energy.
Yeah, I've heard that basti can be really helpful for digestive issues and even back pain.
Absolutely. Then we have Nasya, which involves administering medication through the nose. It's incredibly effective for clearing the head, improving mental clarity, even alleviating sinus congestion.
Makes sense. The nose is like the gateway to the brain.
And finally, there's Rakta Moksha, or bloodletting, a technique that's used very sparingly and only in specific situations. To purify the blood and address certain skin conditions, it's important to note that panchakarma should only be done under the guidance of a qualified Ayurvedic practitioner. It's not a do-it-yourself approach.
Absolutely. These are powerful practices that require expert supervision. But there are so many other aspects of Ayurvedic treatment that we can incorporate into our daily lives to support balance.
Right, diet plays a huge role. Ayurveda believes in tailoring your diet to your unique constitution and even the seasons. It's about making food choices that harmonize with your internal energy.
It's not about following a restrictive diet. It's about understanding what nourishes you as an individual.
Exactly. And Ayurveda also emphasizes lifestyle modifications, like incorporating regular exercise, getting enough sunlight, breathing fresh air, and prioritizing emotional well-being. It's about creating a lifestyle that really supports your overall health and vitality.
And what about all those vitamins and supplements we hear so much about? Does Ayurveda have a perspective on those?
Ayurveda definitely acknowledges the importance of vitamins and minerals for good health, but it emphasizes that our bodies have this incredible capacity to generate what they need from the food we eat, especially when our digestion is strong. What's fascinating is that Ayurveda suggests that over-reliance on external vitamins without considering your individual constitution and the state of your agni could potentially disrupt your internal balance.
So it's about addressing the root cause of any deficiency, not just masking it with supplements.
Exactly. If your digestion isn't functioning optimally, you might not even be absorbing those vitamins properly. Regardless of how many you take, Ayurveda reminds us to trust our body's innate wisdom and support it with that holistic approach.
So it seems like Ayurveda is less about these hard and fast rules and more about understanding your body's unique needs and rhythms.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It's really about cultivating that deep connection between mind, body, and spirit.
You know, it reminds me of what we were talking about earlier with mindful eating. It's not just about what we eat, but how we eat. Ayurveda really encourages us to slow down, savor each bite, pay attention to how different foods make us feel.
And even something as simple as the temperature of our water can make a difference. Ayurveda suggests sipping warm water during meals to aid digestion, while cold water can actually hinder the process.
Oh, wow.
Who would have thought that such a small change could have such an impact?
I know, right? I'm definitely going to be more mindful of my water temperature from now on. And speaking of digestive health, we can't forget about the Ayurvedic practice of fasting.
Yeah, fasting is a really powerful tool for cleansing and resetting the digestive system, giving agni a chance to rekindle. But as with everything in Ayurveda, it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. The duration and type of fast should be tailored to your individual constitution to avoid aggravating any doshas.
So it's always best to consult with a qualified practitioner before embarking on any kind of fasting regimen.
Absolutely, they can guide you towards practices that are safe and effective for your unique needs.
Well, this has been an incredibly insightful deep dive. We covered so much ground, from the five elements and the three doshas to the importance of Agni, mindful eating, and even the power of Panchakarma. Ayurveda is truly a holistic system that really encompasses every aspect of our well-being.
It really is. It's this treasure trove of wisdom that's been passed down for centuries, offering this roadmap for living in greater harmony with ourselves and the natural world.
You know, as we wrap up, I'd love to leave our listener with a thought-provoking question. Inspired by everything we've explored today, what is one small step, one simple shift that you can make to bring a little more balance into your life? Maybe it's incorporating a new food into your diet, trying a calming breathing exercise, or simply being more mindful of your emotional state.
Just remember, even the smallest changes can have this ripple effect, creating a shift towards greater health and well-being.
Absolutely. And if this deep dive has sparked your curiosity about Ayurveda, we encourage you to explore further. Dr. Ladd's book is a wonderful resource, and there are so many qualified practitioners out there who can provide personalized guidance.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly, stay balanced.